Walking into a room, looking to your left and realizing that your mother's not breathing and she's not conscious and she can't understand what you're saying. I remember one day walking into a room with a bowl of soup that I had just prepared to her and saying, "Mom, wake up," with no response. And so I gently put the soup down on the table and I immediately get anxious and I say, "Mom, wake up, it's time to eat your lunch." No response. And at this point I walk over to her bed and I lightly give her a shake. "Mom, wake up." There's no response. And now I'm starting to worry. What's going through my mind? I can't even explain. And now I start shaking her. "Mom, wake up. It's time to eat your lunch, Mom." And there's no response. And now I'm crying, full on emotional. I don't even know what I'm saying. All I remember is saying, "Mom, I need you. You can't leave. Wake up." And her eyes open. Yellow. She's hardly breathing. Voice crackling. And I don't know what I was doing. Probably crying like no tomorrow. I said, "Mom, we're going to the hospital." And I just put her in the car and took her to the hospital. Although there are many types of love that exist, I believe that the most powerful kind of love, the love that is most resemblant of the gods, is a mother's unconditional, unquestioning, forever growing love. And I want to share with you how my mother's battle with cancer and how her life taught me about love. When my mother was diagnosed with cancer, she was diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer, and the doctors told her that there's nothing that they could do except targeted radiation and chemotherapy. Good luck. After numerous doctor consults, that's exactly the same thing we heard. My family and I would not have that as an answer. So we found stem cell research, adult stem cells. And we found a doctor who born here, raised here, trained here, but works in Mexico because adult stem cells are illegal in the United States. And it's hard to explain what it's like to take your mother to a foreign country, especially one that we have a horrible idea of, crime and all that, this stereotype, and imagine leaving her there and saying to her goodbye without knowing that if she's going to come back, without knowing that the next day she might take her final breath, without knowing if she's going to be there for the rest of your life. But I had to just put that all behind me. I had to put it in the closet and move forward. Why? Because there's a family that needs to be taken care of at home. And although my grandma was there and I had a little sister, my grandma was suffering herself and needed taken care of. So I had to step up to the plate. I had to grow up beforehand. I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to clean. I had to learn how to raise my siblings as a parent while managing school, while taking exams, while helping my dad with his job because my mom can't do the business anymore. I had to help with my dad while helping my grandfather around the house and my grandma taking care of her. It was a lot to deal with. However, that's not even where it began. The real battle is when my mom came home after months staying in Mexico. And I had to learn how to manage her medications. I had to put her little packets, these little clear packets, into the freezer. And they never freeze, but I had to keep them there. And 5 minutes before I had to give her the medication, I'd take it out, shake it a little bit, let it warm up. And I had to connect it to her IV right on her neck, not on her arms, but a grotesque, more deformed version on her neck. And I had to watch that freezing liquid enter my mom's body as she shakes uncontrollably, not knowing what's going on, her body going blue, her lips going blue, her eyes rolling behind her head, and she's shaking like she can't stop. And I have to hold her as that's happening. And yet that's not the worst. The worst comes is sometimes when you have stem cells, you develop an infection along with your cancer, which is unbelievably rare, yet it happens. And my mother developed an infection. She would seize and she would go unconscious. She'd even lose her breath, couldn't feel her pulse, as I described in the story earlier. That's when things became really difficult. That's when I started to realize, wow, how much I appreciate my mom, what my mom actually does for me. And I started to realize that, and I started to appreciate it. Today, I'm happy to report that my mom is now cancer-free. After all that battle that we took together, her tumor shrunk enough that she was able to get surgery, and they were able to remove everything. And yet, This battle taught me two things. But one, the most important thing is love. I realized what love is. Love is knowing that when the person in front of you makes you complete. Love is knowing that that person in front of you will do everything for you and you want to do the same for them. Love is looking at someone who's suffering and saying, I would rather take your place. Love is actually taking the place of that person. Love is growing up earlier than when you're supposed to. Love is being the annoying ass to your siblings because you have to be a parent to them. Love is sacrificing for your family. Love is secretly going into your mother's bed as she's sleeping and whispering into your mom, I love you and I need you. And no matter how much I know you love me, I can never love you the same. Love is looking into your mom's dying eyes in the hospital and saying those words to her face. And as she smiles and says, son, I love you and I thank you. Love is never understanding how someone can care for you so much that they sacrifice everything for you. When your mother's dying, the only important thing is your mom and the cancer. Everything else is irrelevant. All that matters is who's going to win and who's going to lose. Faye Kilbay says, mothers are like special jewels that can't be bought or sold. A mother's love more precious than any gem or gold. Yes, mothers are a special gift sent from God above and will be blessed forever with their never-ending love.